I've been using social media for the last 6+ years to grow my coaching business. And at this point, we have generated over $1 million generated simply from my phone. And today I want to chat with you about how I've been able to do this, give you some really amazing, powerful pointers to help you be able to authentically show up on social media and make the money you want to make, build the business you want to make. But first, before we dive in, I do want to stress that I feel in today's age, making money on social media has become so glamorized. Everyone wants to do it, and we make it seem like it's super easy, it's so fun. And while I am so freaking grateful for social media and the job I have and what I get to do today, and yes, I enjoy almost all of it, okay? I enjoy a lot of it, but I have to be real with you guys that it's gonna require time and it's gonna require you to put yourself out there in ways you probably never even began to imagine putting yourself out there, okay? And it's a job. It is absolutely 100% a job. Just like anything in life, it's gonna take work. It's gonna take you actually being dedicated and wanting it, all right? Another thing I have to mention is that Coach Nikki and I, inside Coaching with Confidence, we did just put together this workshop specifically designed for coaches or new coaches, future coaches, wanting to learn how to optimize their social media to help them grow their coaching business. So if you're interested in actually getting the replay, just shoot me over a message. I'll send it right over to you. And the other thing I have to remind you before we dive into the 4 things that helped with my attraction marketing is that when I started out, you guys, I was insecure. I was overthinking all the time. I was worried what others were thinking about me. It took me forever and ever to actually make a post because I would reread it all over again many times. I would just take 1,000 photos with one little post I was going to make because I was in my head. I was afraid what everyone was going to think. I wasn't confident in who I was. It wasn't like it was today. So I have to stress that if that is you, know that you are not alone, okay? And hopefully I'm able to show you where I'm at now and you realize, wow, if she can do it, I can do it. But it's going to require me to keep showing up and putting myself out there and getting a little bit uncomfortable. I'm a huge fan of attraction marketing. And what this means is over the last 6 years, I would say, I've been able to really attract leads to me. Most all my leads that have come in have been inbound leads that have started following me, watching all my stuff. They get a lot from my marketing, my content, they connect with me, and they reach out to me with coaching. Or we're in the DMs or having conversations, and it authentically goes into coaching and ultimately them becoming a client, okay? Whereas nowadays, I feel a big thing with business coaches as well as just with all the MLMs out there is getting in the DMs and sourcing leads and finding cold leads and doing a lot of this outbound lead generation is becoming really, really big. And while I do want to know that there's nothing wrong with doing that, I've, yes, done a little bit of it, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, especially if you're brand new and you don't have a big audience, then yeah, being able to source some leads and do some outbound leads is going to really help you, okay? But personally, I would so much rather authentically attract leads to me instead of me having to go out and search for them. So I want to share with you today the 4 main things that over the last 6 years has really allowed me to authentically attract people to me and ultimately make up over $1 million on social media. So let's dive in. The first thing, and I truly feel like this is the most important thing, and I cannot stress this enough, is being yourself. People nowadays can recognize if you're being real or if you're being fake. So if you're trying to copy someone else you see on social media and you're trying to be them, I'm telling you right now, your audience, your ideal clients, your leads are going to pick up on that and they're going to be so turned off. We want authentic, real people. They want you to be yourself. So stop trying to be anyone else but you because no one, sis, can do you better than you can do you. All right? Going right off of that, and you really feel this goes hand in hand, is actually letting people get to know you. Letting people get to know all of you, the real you. And something that I've been so passionate about even to this day, even with relaunching this podcast, right? I was trying my business coach, we were talking a lot about what purpose of the podcast would be. And I realized I didn't want to put myself in a box. I didn't want to just do one thing, one niche, right? I wanted people to get to know me, all of me, the real me, the authentic version of me. And this is something I've done over all the years. I let people be on this journey with me. I've shared the ups, the downs. They've seen inside my relationship, my dogs, my home, what I'm up to. Like they've gotten to know me as a person so that they feel like they're my friend. And this has allowed me to attract so many leads to me because they trust me and they feel like they can message me and they can open up to me when they are struggling. I truly feel this is a huge part of attraction marketing because if you are on your social media and let's say you're trying to grow your health coaching business, and you are only talking about health coaching, you're only super business focused on your page, it's going to be hard for people to feel like they can fully relate to you, right? And ultimately, there's probably going to be a little bit of this lack of that like, no trust factor that's so essential to you attracting the leads that you want to attract. Now, the third thing I want to talk about, and this is also just as important. Here I said that the first thing was the most important thing, but honestly, this is so key too. Like you really cannot successfully do attraction marketing without consistently showing up. You have to be consistently showing up on your social media. And this is far more important than you being perfect with everything that you're doing. And I know that this is one of the biggest reasons I've been able to get where I'm at today. I've been able to build the business I have is because I threw the perfection mindset out the window. I was tired and I was done trying to be perfect with things because I realized that my ideal client didn't need me to be perfect. In fact, they didn't want me to be perfect. They wanted me to be a human just like them. So I stopped caring if I had spelling mistakes. I suck at grammar. I suck at spelling. Oh, well, right? Like that, at the end of the day, that doesn't matter the way that you think it matters. Same goes with your photos looking super perfect and your app popping out or, getting a perfect video shot or making sure that you're on camera and you're speaking everything perfectly to a T. Your ideal client, your current clients, they don't want that. They don't care about that. They want to know that you're human, just like them. That is how they're going to relate to you. And ultimately, that's how they're going to attract you to you. I'm telling you right now, you've got to throw the perfection mindset out the window and just focus on consistently showing up. Who cares if you make mistakes? Who cares if you make yourself look silly? If people are laughing at you or whatever, at the end of the day, they're not growing your business. You are, all right? So focus on the things that you want. And lastly, to kind of wrap all these things up, something that I know has helped me so much from day one is that I'm here to play the long game. I knew when I started my coaching business after that first year that this was where I was meant to be. This is what I wanted. There was no way I was going to be giving up my coaching career and going someplace else because I knew I was born to do this and I was going to play the long game. So in the beginning stages, I didn't really worry about making a ton of money. I didn't worry so much about having all the systems and all the things perfectly aligned, doing the utmost. I just focused on that present moment, on showing up for my clients, on giving them a great service, and knowing that in the long haul, it was gonna pay off, okay? And even to this day, I'm still constantly playing the long game. I do this all the time with leads. I don't pressure people into feeling like they need to say yes to me right away. They don't feel like they have to say yes to me right away. They don't have to sign up right now because I'm here to play the long game. I want to build real relationships with all my ideal clients, with all my clients. And I know that over time, they're going to end up coming to me. They're going to come back to me because they're going to see that there's so much more to me than a number because I'm playing the long game. I actually care about them. I want to build a relationship with them. And I feel, and I've seen this happen with coaches so much, is that we forget to play the long game and we want that instant satisfaction. We want that instant return on our investment. We want the client right now, right away. And we're not playing the long game. And that can really mess with your head. But also, again, I feel people can catch up on that. They can realize that. They get very turned off if you're super pressury pushing them into doing things right then and right there. So by playing the long game and knowing that this is truly what you want, attraction marketing might take a little bit longer than you going out there sourcing leads and infiltrating on calls and not yada, yada, yada. But by playing the long game, it's going to pay off in the long run. So those are the 4 main things that have really helped me successfully continue to attract the leads I want to me. Again, I'll wrap this up for you before we end. Be yourself, my friend. No one could do you better than you. Let people get to know the real you and strive to consistently show up. We're done trying to be perfect. We are just going to show up for our audience while playing the long game.